Welcome back to Season 2 of The Boat Show. While we've been away, we've been hitting the water all over the southeast to bring you the latest and greatest inland, bay and offshore boating scenes. Tonight we head out to Somerset with a handful of amateur pro wakeboarders, catch up with the guys from the Brisbane Boat Show, meet the team from the Brisbane Water Police, as well as take to the high seas for the annual Ladies Skipper Race. Let's get into it.
Location, location, location. It definitely doesn't get any better than this. We're here at Somerset Dam, roughly around an hour and a half from Brisbane, give or take, about 2 hours from the beautiful Gold Coast. But in saying that, as I slowly walk back, have a look at this location because it really doesn't get much better than this. Absolutely glorious day, not a breath of winds, and the sun is shining as it glistens down onto my face. Very excited to get out in the water yet again today to do a little bit of wakeboarding with a couple of the guys and a couple of the girls. We're going to check out some of the latest wakeboarding boats and fingers crossed, I might even be able to get out of the water. Out of the water or not, you can't beat a gorgeous sunny day like today. Joining us are a handful of amateur pro wake riders putting the Malibu VLX wake setter through her paces. When it's stinking hot, what a better way to beat the heat than jump right in. We're just chilling out here at Somerset Dam, and yes, I've got Mr. Chris next to me. Jeez, he's a good-looking bloke, a bit buff, mate. Must be all that wakeboarding you're getting stuck into. Now, I guess we're going to just net it out. How to get stuck into it, where's the best place to do it, and, hey, why? Because we've got surfing, we've got all these other great sports, but, I look at these conditions and go, well, enough said. But just run me down the path for how it all began.
Yeah, for sure. So, basically, there's plenty of places you can go. Most of the dams, there's a fair few around the place. You can check with Queensland Transport, Marine Queensland, places like that. You can check where all the available dam areas and rivers are that you can ride in, so there's no problem with that. Somerset's a lovely place. We come up here a lot. It's beautiful grass banks and look at the water, mate. Beautiful surroundings, so it's fantastic. Yeah, look, so it's a great place to come. It's got good facilities here as well, so they look after it really well with the waterboard. But look, the main thing the reason I love wakeboarding so much, I surf and snowboard and that as well, but it's so crew focused, you can bring the family, friends, everybody can be here and be in part of the action, so it's fantastic. You can ride around. It doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or a full pro rider. You can all hang out together and, everybody has a great time and ride around and have fun.
I see you kind of pointed at me when he said a beginner. Now, I'm not sure if you see me back on season 1, when I couldn't quite get out of the water, but I guess you're going to be my man today to try to get me up and first crack and smooth sailing across the top, I guess.
Yeah, look, we'll get you up. With the boats that we use, they've got the ability to change the ballast in the boat, so we can change the wake of the boat and the ability of the boat to basically ride behind, so the wake changes and makes it a little bit easier for people who are beginners, and then we can change it for people who are better riders as such. So, look, we can get you up and going, and we'll get you riding around, and a little bit of patience and time, and there's no rush to it. You just go out there and have fun,
Beauty.
So yeah, it'd be good.
So someone that comes from a surfing background, I'd kind of go, well, that's a lot easier. We might as well just paddle on away and they'll be fine. But is that kind of your main area you look at?
Yeah. Look, what happens is with people when they first start out, it's really, really easy to just drag them along through the water and they give up and they go, oh, look, that was all too hard. But with a little bit of coaching and a little bit of patience, somebody who can already wakeboard really helps out. And it's just, you kind of get your technique right and you'll get pulled out of the water. We don't run a lot of ballast with beginners. In fact, we run none. And what that does for us is the wake's fairly flat behind the boat, and I can run the boat at a little bit slower speed once they're up and going, so I'm not dragging around a lot of water and things in the boat. There's no point because they're not trying for any big air tricks or anything like that. We're just physically getting them up on the water and running, and they can just have fun and they ride around and they do a few flat water tricks and things like that. It's great fun. And there's also too, these days, there's a lot of different things you can do. We've been doing some wakeboarding of late because it's just start of the season again, but we progress and we do quite a few other things. We do some wake skating, we do some wake surfing. We might do a little bit of that later today for you guys. Like, we haven't really done anything yet, so we got the boat in the water now, so we'll do a little bit of that as well. and we'll do some other different types of gear as well, just so people can see that you can ride a few different items when you're out there. I just love it. I just love the sport and passionate about it, so I love to get out there and have a bit of a go. And you know, some good riders come out with us sometimes, and you think, wow, I wish I was as good as that.
Yeah, I think I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look, we'll leave it there. And like I said to the guys sitting at home tuning in right now, just make sure you enjoy it. I think if we get anything out of it, just have fun, get outside and enjoy the sun and enjoy these conditions. So can we give it a crack?
I think we should. I think we should go out there and have a go.
Let's give it a go.
Good stuff. Let's do it. Good job.
All boats, including tenders, operating beyond smooth and partially smooth waters, must carry an emergency positioning indicating radio beacon, or EPIRB, if more than 2 nautical miles from land. It's time to head over to the John Crawford Marine Yard to catch up with Matt in second-hand boatland.
Welcome to John Crawford Marine. Naturally, we specialise in the sale of late model used boats. As part of this always comes the possibility of risk of finding a stolen craft. So what do we do behind the scenes to try and minimise our risk on selling a stolen vessel? Well, I thought we would share this with you today because if you might be buying a boat elsewhere or privately, maybe you would like to know how to find some of these identifiers, what to look for and reduce the chances of buying a possibly stolen craft. The first thing that we look for is the VIN plate on the trailer. The VIN plate looks like this. It's a plate with a lot of information on it, but most importantly it has what we call a VIN number. That's the vehicle identification number. On trailers it's 17 digits long, so it's really important to find that, locate it, count the numbers and the letters to make sure it equals 17, but most importantly is to locate it. If it's not on the trailer, or you can see where these rivets may have been removed or something's not quite right, alarm bells should be ringing straight away. Also with this, just confirm that the numbers that you can see on the VIN number also correlate to the registration label that may be on the trailer. You don't want to have any discrepancies between I's and 1's and B's and 8's. So very important to check those numbers together. The next thing that we look for is the serial number of the engine. This can generally be found externally on the mid-trunk of the engine. So that's somewhere between here and here. So on this particular engine, the plate is found here. In some cases, the serial numbers on these mid-trunk sections are stickers and they can naturally come off. So if in doubt, have a look over the engine, take the cowl off. You'll find generally an area like this here called a Welsh plug. It's a small silver disc the size of a 10-cent piece, and that will have the engine serial number stamped in it. In the event the sticker's not there, remove the cowl, find the Welsh plug and find that engine serial number stamped in here. And if that's missing as well, alarm bells now should be ringing. And finally, we want to find the HIN number of the boat. So that's known as the hull identification number. This number is 14 digits long, comprising of both numerical and alphabetical numbers. The HIN plates on the boats, also referred to today as the Australian Builders plates, came into effect post-September 2006. But naturally in second-hand land, we also deal with boats that are older than that. So it really is important to make sure we find the relevant HIN number of the boat. This particular boat here was manufactured pre-September 2006 and the HIN plate is found up in the engine well. Some boats, however, the builder's plate can be found in odd locations. Some are near the steering helm, some can be impregnated into the transom of the boat by the way of a mould in fiberglass, and some boats can also have aluminium boats, the HIN number can be stamped into the transom. So that wraps up what the sales staff and the workshop staff are to look for: the HIN number, the VIN number and the engine serial number, and the correlation to registration. The second part of the process internally then, and for you as well, is to make sure you do a PPSR search, and that's known as a Personal Property Security Check, PPS. It used to be called the REV system, but it's now changed this year, and it's really important again that you then write down those identifiers, take them into the system, lodge them on the computer, and then do a search and make sure that it doesn't come up as encumbered or stolen.
We'll be right back, right after the break.